Well, it's considered one of the most important issues by the American people, immigration. The process can be confusing, challenging, and expensive. So here now with how the right attorney can help with the immigration process is Fahd Haque, principal attorney and president of Haque Legal. So thanks for being here. I think it's always helpful to get a point of view from the legal perspective. So can you explain the current state of immigration and the policies here in the United States and how it's evolved over the past few years?
It is a hot topic, and the immigration policy is like a giant jigsaw puzzle. Over the past few years, we've had some pieces added, we've taken some away, we've had others reshuffled. So the puzzle picture keeps changing, but luckily right now we're focused on some specific issues. We're looking at, border control. We're looking at reshaping some visa allocations, and we're right now grappling with asylum and removal proceedings. So it's ever changing, but there are some clear directions right now of where we're heading.
So what do you think are the biggest challenges immigrants are facing when entering?
Entering can be a challenge. There aren't clear directions. They face complex legal requirements. Even for attorneys, it can be challenging where there's changing with judges, there's long processing times, there's fear of deportation. So we need streamlined processes, but working with an attorney can certainly help ease a lot of those concerns.
Are those challenges different for people who are trying to stay in the country?
Absolutely. There are a lot more visa pathways forward while you're here inside the United States than coming in.
So we hear a lot about this. We hear a lot about people coming from other countries seeking asylum in the United States. What is the criteria that you have to meet to be granted asylum?
Seeking asylum in the United States is like auditioning for a very exclusive club. You need to prove that you're facing persecution back home because of your race, your religion, your nationality, political opinion, or membership even with a particular social group. Those are some things that are constitutionally guaranteed for us here in the United States, but otherwise in another country, you could be imprisoned for it, you could be killed for it. So coming into the United States, you have to show a credible fear, and that's the criteria in order to be able to establish a successful asylum case.
And for people seeking asylum, I would imagine that, being in any part of the immigration process, it would be helpful to have an attorney. For people seeking asylum, how could they get in touch with an attorney or an advocate to help advocate on their behalf?
Absolutely. The courts will generally provide a list of free legal aid if you're not able to afford one. Luckily, we have a lot of good resources on the internet. So for folks like myself that advertise on familyvisa.com or even on some simple Google search, you can look for us and you can seek asylum representation all across the United States. In fact, once you're licensed in a state, you can actually practice all across. So as long as you find someone that you feel comfortable with, whether it's someone from your own country or it's someone that speaks your own language, that ends up easing some of your concern about who will help represent you in immigration court.
And moving on to maybe a different immigration issue. For people who are already here in the United States, what are the most common reasons that you find for the removal process or starting the deportation process? And how does that process unfold?
Yeah, so the common reasons for removal proceedings generally start when someone breaks immigration rules, right? So they can overstay a visa, maybe they didn't understand the deadline as to when they needed to leave the country, or it could be as simple as just crossing in the border without admission. And so the removal proceedings is kind of the procedural safeguard to say, now you're here, prove your case, and help us understand why you should stay here in the United States.
And so if you are going to prove your case, it's always helpful to have an attorney. Fahd, where can we go for more information from your practice?
For my practice, we have familyvisa.com. That's our immigration website, and we have a multi-diverse staff. So we have staff that speaks Spanish, Urdu, Hindi, French, and Arabic. And so we make it available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have a toll-free number of 800-605-VISA, and that allows anybody from across the United States to contact us.
All right. Fahd, Haque, thank you so much for being here today. All great information.
Very humbled. Thank you very much.